Cool. We are recording. Okie dokie. Is this the? I forgot to ask you before I even started. Is this the game that you showed me that clip from?
Clip?
Yeah.
I remember no clip.
Okay.
No, this is just a scrim against a team that used to be Div B, but then they recruited a couple Storm Div people and a couple Div
Oh,
A
I know
people.
this team. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at their names. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I know the team.
Yeah, they're pretty strong. Good people.
I mean, like both your drafts are pretty standard, straightforward. You're looking to scale. They're looking for like level 8 kind of advantage. I think Mephisto wants to try to hit backline there.
I don't think I had my.
Oh, E up at the time. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Scout push. Okay. If there's a Chromie on their team, or if there's someone that like traps or something, just communicate through some stuff. That'll be pretty good, right? Like whether
I should. I could just put on my aura.
your aura or like I mean, it's fine if you want to keep fighting, just be aware you're losing poke on mid here. Like, you're kind of just giving tower away, you're missing like a little bit of XP.
Bet you could keep this fucking Greymane off my meth.
I'd be careful about rotating here. Just, I mean, they had a little bit of priority if they're there a little bit quicker. Jaeger gets caught. Safe rotates if you think that they're going aggressive. Yeah, so Camp's gone because their Hogger's there before. I don't really like this at all. Why?
We're not getting anything from it.
Exactly. You're
Except
down
some
a
of the battle
level.
stacks.
Objective's gonna start spawning soonish. Like, you can play for clear and just get XP here. Again, your team is trying to...
Scale.
Correct. Number one priority is XP when you're scaling. No drop globes. If that means giving up a camp to catch a wave, and that wave's gonna put you ahead on XP, and you don't burn time kind of like fighting them for no reason, you'll probably scale a lot quicker too. Because like your XP is roughly equal right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you're not taking that fight and you're just saying, hey, you can take that camp, you can get a little bit ahead on XP. And every single time you do that against them, it's gonna get wider and wider and wider, right? Like even if you have to give the first objective, you can still go full XP. Like you get someone down here pushing down here, you get someone up here pushing up here. Probably do like Vala with Leoric, and then Mephisto with Arthas or whatever, and with right here. Just create pressure on the top side of the map. You're not really worried about the bottom side of the map yet.
Did that split again?
If you do something like Leoric and Vala, top side, then you do something like Mephisto, Anduin, Arthas, mid side, you can create pressure from two sides, right? Like, the Val and Leoric can pressure top side, which forces someone else to come up here. They can collapse from top side, and you can collapse from bottom side from in the lane, creating like kind of a pincer maneuver from like one coming here, one coming here, you know? Because like once that lane's gone, they don't have vision up here, so you can kind of sneak around however you want to sneak around up here, and set up your flank from both sides to try to pincer someone whenever they set an objective. Something also to keep in mind. When do we send our camp?
About 12 seconds before Shrine's active.
I mean, ideally we want to send it before Shrine's active, right? If we can't do that, how can we priority our camp here compared to their camp? What
Waiting
can
for
we
them to
someone-
cap it.
Waiting for the wave to pass.
Yeah,
and
we
then
can
sending
wait to
it?
cap it. We can wait for them because we know that they're there, right? Like, we'll go to your vision. If I'm looking at your map right now and I have to guess where their team is, I'm gonna say they're on hard camp. If we just have the Vala sit here and kind of like hover, or like Leoric comes here and hovers, or like Arthas, just someone who has like mobility / can get away, and just protect the camp till they send their camp, and then once they do that, their camp's like right about here. So you'll see it's gonna walk out here. Camp's gonna reach like this point. That's when you want to send your camp, right there. Like once this
When
guy's...
their camp reaches that point?
Yeah, once their camp, you'll see it on the minimap, right? Because, like, here we go again. Minimap. I see where their camp is. Once their camp gets to around, like, here, if you send your camp when their camp is at that mark, your camp will gain priority in this top lane here. That means that their Brightwing has to stay there for longer, right? Because this Brightwing's the one that's trying to clear the camp. And that also means that your camp is going to come in behind your wave, not in front of your wave. So your camp's not going to get cleared before the wave gets cleared in that scenario. Auger miss. Again, we are playing to scale, right? Like, we want to try to spread out and get XP. Try to have like 3 people towards mid here. Try to have like a person or 2 towards top here. If Leo and Val are up here harassing this Brightwing, you have your camp that will eventually push here. And plus, you're not playing for the person, right? We are scaling. We do not want to try to die. Leo dying, though, is the best person on your team to die.
If we have a scaling draft, we should definitely give them first objective.
Yeah. If you're playing for scaling, like, you can harass them. Maybe they're not paying attention or something, and like you catch someone easy, but you're not expecting to win the first objective ever. Like, you're not going to commit to that unless it's you somehow team wipe them or like kill 3 or 4 players in their full retreat, you know? Priority 1 during the first objective with a comp that scales is always to be catching your waves. Like, even if you're catching 2 out of the 3 waves, that's okay. Like, I'm fine with you catching top and mid and like letting bot just drag out as a long kind of stagnated fight here. But like, you shouldn't be losing top wave as well. Okay. So this isn't bad. The clear is easy, right? How do we want to jump this?
With Mephisto, Ghost, or with Arthas?
Okay. If there is no one here, they're not pushing, jump it up this way, and then bring it back here. That way it does not hit the wall. I know I covered it like a couple months ago, and it's definitely not something that like I refresh on super often, because the situation usually arises where like, if they're pushing with the Immortal, or the Punisher, they're usually like there, so you can't really pull it up to the top. You're not going to do like the pull around kind of situation because they'll harass you. If they are not there though, that's the perfect time to do that. You're like, okay, we'll bring it up around like the outside or something, save our wall some damage. Because I mean, like right now, if you did that, and you like pulled it up here, you could save this entire wall. It would hit the fort maybe like a couple times, and then you just like pull it back up there again, and hit the fort a couple times, but you wouldn't lose the wall at all.
The mortars not hit the wall anymore?
They do, but it's not going to do enough to actually destroy the full towers.
If Crazy didn't jump the Punisher, we would just like hop over a gate anyway and start hitting the fort.
So we tried this. This was something. I don't remember what team I did it with. There was like a team that I did with like a year ago or something, but they did it by mistake. What happened is they brought the Punisher up this way after it jumped the first time, and they brought it back behind the wall. Even though it was mortar, it still hits the wall, yeah, whatever, you know, like, yeah, mortar's gonna do damage. There, see, like, 500 damage, 400 damage. Around that,
I'm
500.
saying that if we pop it, like, without crazy game hit there, so it's like hitting our fort, like, over the wall. Like, does it target the wall first? Doesn't usually
Oh
go
no,
for the
it'll
fort
just
it's
target
supposed to
whatever's
hit?
closest. It's
So, like, isn't that the same outcome? With, like, less
gonna hit the
execution?
fort instead if you're pulling it this way. Because you can jump it the first time here, it'll jump you, it'll hit you, whatever, and you just keep walking back this way, right? And then if it's gonna jump a second time, you can just jump it back here if you need to. But if your fort and the 2 towers are hitting it simultaneously and it's not hitting the towers, plus all these 4, you should be able to take it down without it taking maybe more than a quarter of your fort.
Yeah, what I'm trying to get at is, like, where the benefit from going around goes. If we could just hop over your wall anyway when you aggro it. Like, if Crazy didn't cause the hop there, it would jump over us over the wall and then be hidden by all 3 anyway.
Yeah.
I'm trying to...
Yeah, it's
Like, it
just
doesn't seem like there's, like...
It's just because they were
Okay.
positioned like towards this side, or sorry, like this side. Like I forgot who it was. I think it was like the Hogger or something, or the Chromie. Someone was hanging back, like kind of lingering with it after they took it, and then I mean it was like 4 of you escaping this way. That's why I was like, if you jump it this way, there's no threat because you're not crossing in front.
Okay, I thought you were saying it was, like, generally better to go that way
Oh
than...
no, no, no. It's just that, like if you're in that situation, it's kind of like a little quirky thing you can do where
Okay, that makes more sense.
kind of just keep going beyond. Something to be mindful here. Whenever a Chromie's like close to one, just expect that every single time. Because that's gonna generally be when they're looking for.
Gotcha.
I mean, if Protoss presses buttons,
My angle was a little bit bad there.
yeah, I think you want to aim for like this way. If you're shading to like where the Chromie thing is, you're gonna hit all this.
That's
with
that's a
W.
much better angle.
Yeah.
I was looking at the, like, people in our base over the other people.
No, that's fair. I mean, the mirror is also the most furthest out of position, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're recognizing that situation as well.
Well, that whole fight just happened because I didn't check the bush with my trade.
I mean, they also that's the fight
Yeah.
that they're looking for. If they find you in a situation where they're like, ooh, we can just like sands this and go from there, they're gonna look to do that. Especially because there's a lot of good areas for sands, right? Like, I can just look here, I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep.
Pretty good ult.
Yeah, it's a really good ult because it works in a lot of different tight spaces like that. Okay. We're almost at 10, which means that we've started to scale East. And that's when we can decide when we want to take our first fight, whether we're looking to take them right at 10 or something. There you go. This camp. Might be something.
Oh, root again? Yep.
Jaeger needs to be rotating. You're doing a good job, Akari. Yeah, nice. Aim for Chromie if you can. Brightwing's gonna have blink, so if you hit the Chromie, she can't. Granted, I'm pretty sure you're still gonna kill the Brightwing anyway.
5 on the cooldown, very sad.
Calculated, that's all you gotta say. Awesome. Oh! Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. Salvation might be a vibe here.
I was thinking that, but everybody wanted light bomb, and I was like, okay, like I don't know what my call to action is for light bomb.
Oh,
but
I
will-
mean, you got like Leo and Tomb Light Bomb, you got Mephisto Light Bomb, but like Arthas with Light Bomb is gonna be a very tough engagement to their team. So it's kind of you're relying on the other two, which feels a little weird. And like the protection factor might
Mephisto-
help you out considering they are full burst, and hitting a salvation in that situation might just turn an entire team fight because they don't have too much interrupt. I mean, Shockwave, Poly, Merstones.
Yeah. I agree. Everybody listen to Justin.
You tell them, you say, hey, I'm the healer. I know healer stuff.
I would just like to comment that Crazy didn't pick Cleanse in her last game.
It was an ARAM.
I can leave that part out.
I don't know. Okay.
DPS is flaming the healer.
Sounds alright. We have really good map position right now, right? Like, can set this up perfectly if we want to. We should get this objective with little to no issue. If they want to pop up on the thing, that's super cool. What your job should be right now once they do this is just maintain vision on them. Like sit, yeah. Good. Awesome. Get this for free. You guys don't have to come down. Mephisto, Anduin, Arthas, push. Vala finishes objective.
Did we do something now?
So like, if you're creating the threat top lane, they are not allowed to do this, right? Like, they have to respond to what you're doing up here. If they like go mid and the card is like, hey, I see 4 people mid, looks like they're about to go mid, you step those 3 up that I talked about, Mephisto, Arthas, and Anduin, and you push with your wave, and you harass this Hogger, and you try to get as much structure damage as you can, because it's 3v1. If they're going to trade you to the other side of the map, you say okay, and you just get value where you're at right now. Especially because if this frozen Punisher is going straight to keep, you can get core damage.
Gotcha.
But if there's a fort here, you're not going to get that same value. Especially if they're like still pushing on you. Doing something like this. You're getting damage.
Who are we 2-bit for?
It's a talent thing. That's why you're dying. Let's see.
I would like to say that I was instructed to do this when I died here. Against my will.
And you didn't say anything until after you did it, and then
Oh, I said it repeatedly, and you said just do it.
Just do it.
I got back.
My god. Just do it, Protoss. They won't murder you.
Yeah, no, I said that position was suicide that you just like was begging me to do. I was like, okay, fine. We'll see what happens.
Let's think about this. Let's use our brains here for a second. If we're gonna throw somebody in there to try to get the last 1 or 2, whose death is the least inconsequential to the team?
Leo.
There we
Least
go.
inconsequential.
Nailed it. So next time, if someone's telling you, hey, assassin dive in, you say, no, that's not my job. Easy peasy. We're down 1. It's really tough to force a fight down 1 with what you have. Your Vala's not 16, so she's not gonna do 10 kill damage. She's just gonna do good AoE spread damage, which your Mephisto usually capitalizes off of. Tough to get in here, get that kill. Ideally what you can do if you want to do something like that, 3 people run here, Kari just goes up here. Kari gets the last swing in, gets a little minion. You got your thing. The other three try to run away as fast as they can. Because then you're splitting them into two decisions. If they have to go for the Leoric, Leoric dies. It doesn't matter. Leoric comes back quick anyway. I think probably one of the worst experiences in this game is that it was going to consistently run down against you. Because he knows that all he has to do is just like get vision. Once that happens, you're just okay. You're checked out. You're like, okay, the 20 death Leo is actually getting a ton of value in this game. Vision control, got it. Nice. I guess he's still okay. You know what? Light bomb came in handy right there. I'll say it. Let's do a damage check here. 260 damage really came in the clutch there for securing that Hogger kill. Okay, we're double circling. Going better. See how they have brought their Punisher to
Yep.
We did notice that.
But at least we got the fort. Really careful here because they're going to try to force the engage as fast as they can. So just full back. Play it safe. I would go for easy camp first. Or like start coming down to Akari first. Going for this is not the ideal situation right now. Because you want to reinforce your Leo in case.
Please approve your
Hey.
right now.
Protoss?
Just divert your eyes. Just don't look.
Okay, my eyes are
Just don't
closed.
look.
They're closed. They're good. I mean, yeah, if we go bot here, this camp's ours. If we go top camp, which is uncontested, remember, uncontested. Want the contested camp before the contested before uncontested. So yeah, next time we grab this as a team, we can maybe look to force a fight 50v15. And then Protoss has a better chance of hitting his ult as well. Because there's an Arthas that's there, as well as Leoric already being there, so you might have the ability to set the you see Hogger top, sure. Next objective is bot. You know that they're going hard camp. We can just go bot and get value bot side, right? Like, if we get the fort down bot side, that's more value right now.
Yeah.
Objective here. Look to push here. Let your Leo go back to being in the off lane or whatever. If anyone's gonna show up here, it's gonna be just Jaeger. No one else is in vision up here. Arthas is probably sitting like right here or like right here.
Nice.
Okay. Well, I missed our first attempt, so what should we do?
Back off, wait for Steez, probably.
Yeah, just give it like a little bit of time. You don't have to like rush it. I mean, I guess they want to rush it, so whatever. The more time you take it like slowly up here, the more time it gives for Akari to rotate as well. Because like Akari saw it is making the rotate as you're taking the fight. I'm guessing there was like a comms thing where it's like we're fighting and Akari's like, I know where I'm going. So we're here. 3v5. Ideally I want this. Make as much damage in as I can right now. Leo clears wave mid, Bird takes down the shrine, rest just keep pushing him off. Cool, we're doing. Jaeger, no! Jaeger! You were the chosen one! Okay,
What was he
whatever.
supposed to do? What was Jaeger supposed to do?
You four can just keep pushing, right? Like, and kind of just be a nuisance, chip away at the fort. Let Akari go back and just be the one that deals with objective here. Especially if you're still up numbers. Like, Hogger is here. Chromie is here. They have 3 people. If you're pressuring this, like, you can at least get a little bit of chip in. And then if you're like, my spidey sense is tingling, I think the Hogger is nearby. Now, you would say, okay, now we would step back. Because, I mean, Chromie's still far away, you got the 45 advantage, you're already pumping through this with the Leework. The worst situation is a 4v4 fight down here where your Leework somewhere in the vicinity right here. That's why you want to try to chip away at the fort as much as you can before you come back and play your defensive. They really like playing the I would E in his Leework right now. If you can get ahead of the Chromie Sands, that's an ideal situation for you to be in. Especially if they just took down Sands. Like, once Sands goes down, my immediate thing as Leework is to just go right for the Chromie. Also, it's only timeout, so it's not switch places, which is nice. Which means that whenever you're in 2 hits, it gets your
Jaeger flames every single Chromie that gets stasis instead of here and there.
It depends on what you need it for. If your team can counter engage, like their team can counter engage if they play it right, they should be able to save their Chromie in situations. But that is not the case because they're kind of just leaving their Chromie out to dry. If I had to guess, I would say that the Muradin, Greymane, and the Brightwing have played together a bit more than the other characters. Or the Chromie.
That's good over guys again.
Could be. Eternal Blues.
We don't need to look at that. We don't need to look at this.
Is that just some W build clapping or what?
It's gonna...
Don't worry, Protoss. I've suffered through this too.
You
whenever I've died.
could have been saved. I will just say that.
I mean, yes, but also I inted because I was tired. So
There's a 2-part thing here. There's you inting, and there's also you could be saved. So, I just...
You deserve it.
Yeah. Say if you're gonna int. Say if you're gonna int. Yeah, just call it out beforehand. So Crazy's like, okay, I'm like in position.
Honestly, I think I did. I usually call what I'm inting.
Yeah, like I see it. It looks like you're inting. I'm pulling immediately. Like, there you go. Communicate if you're inting. God, that's a terrible thing to say. Get out. Run! Okay, we know they're gonna take the camp. Fine, whatever. We know that they're split because they already took the other one. At this point, you're not really in a rush to take a fight. We're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing, which is... Starts
Getting
with
20.
S.
Backing off.
Ends with
Soaking.
a Kaling.
Scaling.
Nailed it.
Hooray.
We're ahead on XP too, look at that, bam. We're about to hit 20, we should look for a fight immediately. We know that they were just bot. What we can do is snake bot and look for that fight. Everyone being here, showing in this wave.
I am currently dead though.
You take a 4v4 and you're 20. I guess, maybe not. Sure, you wanna play it safe? Cool with it. I was just thinking because the Hoggers elsewhere on the map, and the Chromie's the only one that showed bot. Then again, okay. Bushes, good. I don't even care if you time this game, to be honest. It's so far into the game that it doesn't really matter, and you're already going to have natural every single time you get a wave with your catapult. Okay, good pull. We know that all 5 are up here. we want to look for our fight, this is the opportune time to do so. Ideally, we wait for this engage until Akari's closer. Akari says, like, I'm mid right now, play slow, everyone plays slow. No one has to, like, rush in, right? Like, these two camps are clashing already, all you have to do is protect your camp while it beats up the other camp. Lyric says, hey, I'm close, I got a cube, watch it.
That
Awesome.
light bulb.
Imagine if we had endurance right now. Woo! Dang. That endurance comes out on top of that, and that's game over GG. I mean, this is kind of GG as well, so.
Burns are really big.
At least Protoss in it a couple times, like when Durance would get cleansed, I would be able to do the root afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. It's not like a long CC, right? It's pretty quick. If we're going to end the game, how do we get through?
We
the
just
wall?
walk past the second tower.
Yeah,
One tower and
like side gate.
Sidewall.
side wall. Thank you. Oh god, please don't have me do the discussion about why going through the gate compared to the side wall is terrible.
Because its health is higher.
It's 3 times higher, actually. I don't think that was you guys. I think that was somebody else.
We certainly had a conversation.
Yes.
about it.
I
don't
know.
how
I
many times we
feel
had
like I
that.
have multiple conversations about it. Like,
Nobody.
nobody really. Perfect. Wow. Awesome combo. Great. Good stagger. GG. Okie dokie. We're gonna do a little analysis here. I like
Is everything
this.
actually good?
Not much of an issue. You can take Rhyme if you want to take Rhyme. I don't really play Q build, I'll be honest with you. I play like W and E build usually. Icebound Fortitude's insanely good into their team. Especially because it's armor on a clicky. As well as we're gonna, I don't even know what number you are, let's see. Oh god, we're gonna have to go back. I have to go back. Oh, perfect, found you. You get in? Nope. Okay. The keep on.
I feel like the only thing I give up from Q build is, I mean, my mana tension's way better. Yeah, I give up Icebound Fortitude and I give up my root on 16, which is really nice to
No.
have, but I feel like I didn't need it here.
On 4, Frozen Waste is insanely good. This is the best level 4 out of all of the level 4s.
Really? I like it for
Deathlord
chase.
is-
I like it because it lingers, but I find the mana tension doesn't do much.
No. The fact that it will give you the linger, as well as reduce the mana, will make it so that you're not mana hungry the entire game. The reason that you're not running into mana issues this game is because you're Q build, right? Like,
Yeah,
you're just,
why I like it.
I'm just queuing over and over again. Like, that's how I maintain my mana. If you go Frozen Waste, all you have to do is hit your trait, and easy peasy. If you want to go like Icy Talents, that's like Bruiser build.
I can't stand AA build anymore. I've tried it, but I can't.
That's
I can't.
fine. Sunslow, Roots, 75% reduction for 3 seconds. Icebound Fortitude, 35 seconds CD. This is the play, almost always. Rune taps if you're auto attack. Dead, I'm cool with that. Biting Cold's an option if you go like E build. The double slow, also an option. I like this if you're going W though, so cool with that. Root,
Is the damage on the E increasing that much? I found it takes too long. I'd rather just like cut their armor, unless
so
you know.
if my slow lingers for an additional 1.5 seconds, meaning that they're affected for Frozen Waste, or Frozen Tempest for an additional 1.5 seconds, that means that that extra tick is going to always be ticking up to 50%, right? Like even if they run away, they still got that one tick of 50% damage bonus. That comes into play decently well if you're going like E-build. Your team does really well with E-build, right? Like you're playing Mephisto, who abuses anyone that's slowed down really. So like having that extra slow will always help out there. That's also why I like the root here, because you kind of can be like, oh, hey, I'm just going to root right now, and then it's like 10 seconds later, you're like, oh, they're still running away, but I'm standing next to them, you root it again.
Yeah, I adore that talent. The only time I don't take is when I'm going Q for the burst heal and the poke.
That's fair. If you go trait on 13, you can go trait on 16, because then it's just double slow attacks. This is really good, especially when you press it, which you did, so not mad about that at all. Death Event's also good. Same thing with Legion. I think everything else is pretty standard build-wise. I think Protoss is
I'll try
finally
out
playing
the
W build. My god.
fuck yeah.
My god. Oh my god.
I'll try out the E stuff with the Arthas alongside of Mephisto, like the E13.
It
Particularly?
will make your Mephisto very happy because targets don't move as much.
Just
And the
these
extra
ones are
damage always
dumb.
helps out too. Because like, let's say Vala gets like a W, but it doesn't hit everyone. If you're stacking the E damage over and over and over again on a target that's about to be rooted, you're gonna get a lot of money from that situation. Because I mean, like, if Protoss doesn't have to move, and he can auto attack while standing still, he's gonna do right.
Jesus.
Whenever he gets the auto attack, he's just gonna get CDR. It's like if you can slow and keep guaranteeing auto attacks while he's already casting his abilities, he is going to be able to win the game for you.
Oh, because of the Shard of Hate. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll try that.
Yep.
I do like Shard of Hate. There's not
Shard of
many
Hate is very
Mephisto
good.
talents I hate.
Oh. Dang, we bugged. I might have to
Okay.
restart HOTS here, we're gonna see. Yep. Dang, they got me.
Legion's at it again.
Try it on mobile. Crashes less.
Yeah, I actually sold my phone when I heard about a Diablo Immortal coming out, so
I can't even look at it anymore. I'm getting a prepaid phone. That'll be fine for Overwatch 2. Oh.
yeah, I just figured,
It's
you know, it's better this way. Just better this way. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Second game was the Alterac game.
They banned Hammer, which we wanted, and I think I should have gone Nidus instead of Maw, in hindsight.
And I argued maybe for like Hammerang, because that's like the Hammerang would probably be the only thing. Sorry, the Boomerang would probably be the only thing that we could adapt for like a burst going over top of the
In
mob.
political
Like, EFG
memes,
is
I
so much
honestly
easier.
like the Hammerang plus Hinterland as Maw follow-up, but I don't really like Maw with this whole situation. And I think that Gust is just like a good button to have, so
Oh yeah, 100%. And I my big takeaway from this one is I needed to play. I was playing further back and just disrupting rotations in the beginning, and then for some reason I stopped doing that later into the game. I started playing more forward, which was a mistake.
Sometimes it just transitions, right? Like, they figure out how you're playing and you get forced to play differently. Okay, initial split's decent. I mean, I would just emplease top. You're not really looking to fight mid. You can like poke top tower, top wall. If there's 3 mid, you can kind of just let them do it. Sorry, okay, we did this split.
We also didn't have a conversation about who's going to be doing the camp with who, when. So we did a, like, Halstead on it.
So what you can do is you can have your blaze come down and do the camp with like your Malf or something, your Ash just spins mid, your false stack goes top, right? I guess, Pre-4 I think blaze is still a little bit better than false stack, because your false stack isn't W.
Or Zag?
You
Would it be
Zag,
Blaze or
too.
Zag at level 1?
But ideally, I want my Zag push like 24/7, I don't want my Zag unless I'm dire to do them.
Good point.
I'd rather be like pushing walls or something. If they're not here, I just step up and I just keep poking away at this. Or if like they're not here, I just step up, I keep poking away at this. Like, that's the kind of annoying play in my end. It's just like, if there's not someone in my lane, and I see there's someone in my lane, I just go straight for tower damage, and then I break. Which is like, the wave will still be there when I get back. This is really weird. I don't know why I got Blaze clearing this. You want like a ranged. Probably Zag on this. Blaze, bot lane, Falstad stays here. If Blaze goes bot lane, Blaze can kind of control this area. If Zag's mid, Zag can kind of push. Zag has decent clear. Because your Zag has Medusa Blades, so kind of just do that. That way Blaze isn't like out here. Blaze can just be like down here dealing with Li Ming. This is fine in the off lane. Now we lost our mid prio. Didn't really get anything bot. Didn't really get much top either. Like right now, you see, you saw like 5 of them bot side. What Jaeger can do is you can just like poke the tower while they're not there, jump out, push the wave if it looks like they're coming. If it doesn't look like they're coming, just do it all over again. Because right now they're kind of out. Anytime the Garrosh steps in or like they see the Garrosh, they're just like, oh, put the damage on the Garrosh, right? And it's not like anyone's getting pressured on the other side of the map. Even when you're getting pressured. So like ideally if someone's getting pressured, you can create pressure elsewhere. And then hopefully that forces them to react and not proactive, not reactive, all that jazz. Okay, cool, awesome. Gonna stay bot, sure. Gonna lose priority mid though if we do that. This map is so boring.
Yes.
I always forget how boring it is. It's just like new camp over and over again. Someone plays for objective. Finally, you get a fight. Other than that, it's literally just rinse and repeat. It is Sky Temple in that essence. Very boring gameplay if you're ahead, or if you're neutral. I mean, if you're gonna go for that, I don't think you have like the kind of burst damage to kill. You kind of have to take it slow for your fights. To be honest, if you got the Johanna with the Malfurion, I wouldn't be against it.
Oh, like with the E? Yeah.
Yeah, because Joe and Zag as like 3-man is kind of just devastatingly strong. Powering with damage and regen. I think if you're looking to step up here, you tell Jaeger that ahead of time. So you can get within like fly range or something. If Jaeger flies down here, and you can force like the 5v4 situation where the Leo gets there, you might be able to kill someone. I guess at this point you're kind of just... Yeah, there's the fly, but it's a little late. I mean, this is good, at least you're... The more damage you can put into Joe, the less likely they are to step into you, so that's good. Ideally you want to get your camp out right now. Like Falstad clears mid, Zag can go back if you want to do that, Blaze back to camp. And then Falstad can go back top after clearing mid. That way you don't really lose XP. And we are playing to scale unit. Like pre-13, auto attack false head's not gonna do super much damage. That's gonna be really tough for your team to get kills. Is like another consideration. Like all your burst damage or like good damage comes on like 10 or 13. Like Blaze E at 13. Yep. How the combo should go every single time. Also, I don't know why their Li Ming was standing out so far, but okay.
It's the friendly player.
Okay. And if you see that, you might as well just like utilize that to your benefit. Always helps to recognize what their weaker strong player is. I don't know. They have falling sword. I was gonna say I don't know if you back off here, but you kind of have to. If they get
Yeah.
a big push on you.
I need to play more defensive.
Again, you don't really do much burst damage really outside of just like kind of numbering someone. There's like 3 or 4 of you at once. And like
Yeah, I
long
need to throw
fights.
them away.
Yeah, I think they win the long fight too. So it's kind of just like at this point again, career scaling, recognizing that you need at least 13 before you can fight, and then go from there. Like any fight before 13, you just avoid entirely. They're like, oh, we're looking for a fight. You're like, okay, no. Unless you're getting one of those picks where you're like, oh, that Li Ming is literally halfway out in the lane with no one around, you know? I don't know why they're giving this to you, but okay. You didn't think that it's like okay. Save the camp. Again. Save the camp till the objective spawns. Once the objective spawns, send the camp then. That way the camp will line up behind the objective, and then you get more value from it. Right now, your camp is going to get cleared before the objective is there. Making this a little bit tougher. You should generally be looking for mid 2 as your primary push target on this map. Once you open up mid, then you go for like another fort. You'll go for like top fort or bot fort after that. But main priority here is mid fort first. So like right now should be at least 3 people mid. Probably like Zag, Malf, Garrosh. Top lane can be Falstad, sure, but Blaze should be bottom lane right now. If you have 3 people pushing this, that's a lot more effective than if we have 3 people pushing this, right? 3 people pushing the camp plus the objective means easy fort. They have to react to that. If there's a Blaze down here, the Blaze will just take out or whatever. Nice story.
Why mid first?
At least you're getting top, I mean...
Yeah.
There's so much
Do you want
like...
mid first just because both objectives need the well from mid?
Mid's the
Or is it
power
mid?
lane. You can win the game taking down mid fort and just like putting a camp on core
Ah.
late enough into the game. If you're like level 20 or like 22 into the game and your mid camp just like runs down mid and it goes straight to core, there's a chance that if you're like, oh, we knocked one person out, you can just go straight to end with it. Power lane on this map, right here, right down the middle. That's why everyone takes the camp on cooldown, because it's like, if you can do that, you can get ahead on XP and then like snowball that into a fight, you just win the game. Because again, this game's like this map is very tough. Also good dodge. It's tough to come back on this map because you have to take a very aggressive fight. You should punish this and kill this. Arrow, someone says, hey, arrow got used, and that guy should die. Crazy, they're just a bit out of position or something wasn't communicated right, but that should have been a kill there. Okay, they're gonna go bot boss. what do we do if they're going bot boss?
Go top.
Good. They go to top boss, it threatens the keep. I mean, they just threaten the fork, whatever. That's so much
I think we try to win off of a gust here.
I mean,
But
that's
then follow
what you're
sword.
definitely looking to win off of. You have Maw and Gust. What you do is Maw gets used on point, Gust blows anyone off that didn't get Mawed. So like, Protoss is mawing like here-ish. Gust is going like here-ish. So this entire zone is cleared. Kinda like that. They did there. Nice Maw, good job. Oh, leaving reset! Disaster!
We should just not have gone for that, probably.
Should've went for top boss. Like, just, we look at the map, we say, okay, our tank's dead, we have 4 up, we're already doing this camp. Like, Protoss has creep down here, I'm pretty sure Protoss saw them stepping up when they were clearing the creep for boss. You say,
I
okay,
just
they're
I was
boss.
on mute this whole time.
Yeah, you just go top, like, it's super easy. You go top, you trade bosses with them, like, their boss goes to a fort, your boss goes to a keep. And like, if they want to trade after that, you're just trading camps for mid, right? Like, taking the fight here is generally the only way you throw. Like, this is the most risky play of the plays that you could make in that situation. Like, I'll just pull it back so we can get an idea of what we're looking at here. Garrosh, dead. Boss, spawn. Objective, done. So objective is done. I mean, if I'm looking at the map right now from your perspective, we have easy camps. We see them going bot, so I can make the assumption that they're just gonna go boss from this, right? Like, given what I'm looking at, they got a kill, they're running bot, they're going boss. We just go top. We say, okay, they're gonna get bot boss, we just go top boss. If they want to step up and like try to siege the fort and then go for keep, or then go for boss, I'm like, okay, whatever, we already have a boss pushing topside, right? Like, the worst thing we can do is give them the fight in a 4v5 situation. Because our Garrosh isn't going to be back there, he's got a 21-second death timer. It's going to take him at least 10 seconds to get down here. Probably more. Because this to here is a little bit over that. So instead we just say, okay, we're going to cut our losses. We go top. We get top boss, push this here. Or we just stay mid, keep pushing mid, like see if they're actually going to commit to that. And if they want to commit to it, we take mid fort, right? Like, we can do that as well. Then we've opened up the map at this point. We have like mid fort down, top fort down. Or we have a boss pushing top keep already, which is opening up our win con as well. Taking this fight is sketchy, because here's my Garrosh, right? Like, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Just start from 10 minutes. See what time you actually get to the fight.
Roughly forever.
Yeah, 15 seconds.
Fighting into choke versus Hanzo.
And a Li-Ming. All Li-Ming needs to do is get 1 reset and go back to right? Like, full reset of all of her abilities. If she's fast cannon, all she has to do is hit a backliner. If that backline explodes, go. So yeah, we avoid this fight if we can. Just anywhere else, like put the pressure mid or go for top boss if we have an idea that they're going for bot boss right away. Which we did because we let me just go from there. To recover from here, what we should look to do is try to stabilize on our XP. We're gonna lose this, whatever. Try to get the boss down before it gets. You just gotta avoid PvE damage there. I don't know what's going on here.
Low energy Monday, pretty much.
Okay. Been there, done that. So okay, we see the top side. You just walk away. No, walk away! Walk away! Walk away!
Trying.
For that like split second, you like turned around like you're ready to engage, like you just don't
Yeah.
chill. You wait for 16, you live the fight then. They popped how many buttons just now?
Arrow and falling sword 2, I
Yep.
think.
Well, I mean, they used Mingle, but we don't really count
Wait,
that.
of course, yeah.
But yeah, they used 2 60 seconders. So we got like a little bit of a window here, which means that we shouldn't be dying like this, right?
Or trying to walk through that choke once they have control over it with a level
Control
7
it, yeah.
combo.
You can come around like through the lane, like Blaze can lead in. If Blaze leads in and you come in like behind Blaze and like the whole team's coming this way, it forces them up this way, right? Which gives them 2 options. They can go here, which is a pretty decent fight area for you to land like a Maw or like a Gust, or they can go through here, which absolutely sucks. So coming up here on the flank as 5, or like even pressuring the Leoric off and then going in will give you a lot better results than just trying to like get on assault and see if like, they can blast in the corridor. Something to just consider about like how you're taking engages too, you know? If they're stepped up, like there's a lot of them stepped up here, it cuts off this area of the scheme, right? Like they can't get out here if they're stepped up all the way over here. So in behind them, a little sneaky. But for now, I mean, you can kind of just lose this one. Ideally, you want to try to get mid pushed as hard as you can where this objective goes. I'm guessing you're hitting, doesn't really smart decision. You can look for like a pick if they split you off or something.
Yeah,
But
I don't like onto them because I kind of have to in my position to do anything with it. I don't really follow up.
yeah. It feels like you kind of missed the window. Like once the falling sword came out, I would say we got falling sword, like whatever else we keep getting, you know, like step back here.
Falling Sword kind of felt like the setup for the window because it forced them to clump more than they were.
Yeah, I mean like Akari had the good flank coming from here, but when you're coming over here, it's like a little tough if you're not sure which way they're escaping out of if there's like 3 different routes. Like, quick clear top as fast as you can. You're gonna have to deal with the Dingo bot. He has fly, okay. If I'm Jaeger, I'm flying like right into this bush right now.
Really?
Yeah, you guys call that falling sword has been used? I'm assuming you've been calling arrows too when arrows get used, because if Jaeger's flying right now and lands here, he can gust these 2, like somewhere over here, and you can look for an engage on that, especially because it's going to gust them into your blaze. But I mean, like that window kind of adds this a little bit. You're in a position where you're desperate for a fight.
Yeah.
So like, ideally taking any fight that's even on turns, where it's like a 4v4 or something like that, where you can kind of just like maybe abuse the Hanzo or the Brightwing, who doesn't have much mobility in that moment, will help out. That's where Gust comes into play. Ideally, Gust is being called and conveyed on like where the Gust is going. Like, okay, I'm gonna fly here, like ping the bush or something, and then would like jump over the bush, say, okay, I'm gonna gust them back towards you. That way, wherever Akari's like, oh, I know exactly where they're going, can just line up whatever E you're looking for in that situation. So this is your fight if you want it. You need to rip this like quick.
I would just like to say that this week I have like very early courses at work, and so my brain is off.
Okay. I mean, they're just gonna take
Right.
your bottom team and then your death position now, and I mean, yeah, not good. They are not ending, which is, I guess, something. My only guess is that they throw on boss right now. Maybe they don't. I'm lost. They're not trying. They're not playing to win. That's the only thing that I can say.
We were
right now.
also a little bit confused, to be honest.
Yeah, they go boss and end if they want to. Maybe it just wasn't the vibe.
우리 병사들을 풀어주고 호드에게 스톰파이크 경비대의 힘을 보여.
Okie and get camp out before you look to push, and then try to get 20 wherever you can. Now they're busting. Jaeger pushes mid. Actually, I think Protoss, you come in. I think Jaeger goes top here. Because at some point you're gonna have to back up and deal with this boss that's gonna go for core. And if you're mid, you get more mid pressure quicker. And if he's top, he can clear the lane quickly and then get back to the boss as well. Garrosh Melf kind of around here and just protect. Like one of the harder things to recognize in this game is when you can get away with chip. And then when you can. And once you get an idea of like when to do that, just like based off what they're based off what
Yeah, that
their
was my thought,
positioning
too.
is. Yeah, it's spell. You didn't even have spell shield up. That's why I was like, oh man. You had spell shield up. That would have been like not even close to that much damage at all.
That could be hot.
They're really split. I need to watch the beginning of this fight over again. I'm sorry. This is.
I was hoping they wouldn't entomb me, because if they entomb someone else, I can just cut their damage down to nothing. Holy
Well, they
fuck.
entombed crazy, but it was just the entombment crazy, wasn't anything else. Jaeger's below. Okay. Akari, you might want to consider bringing your bunker over here, to see if Crazy can jump into it. If it looks sketchy. What their Hanzo should have done here is the Hanzo should have arrowed right on top with the Leoric, because he had the angle to do that. If the bunker's there, Crazy can just jump in. Okay, Hanzo's out, engaged. Mouse got everything, Blaze doesn't have an E. Falstead just use ult, and then Garrosh is coming off CD. Okay. That is so risky.
We have spoken to Kyle about not throwing his squishy people. He doesn't like to listen to that.
I never listen.
Well, I'm your coach. Don't throw the squishy people.
Okay.
They don't like it.
I did say he could throw
Oh, consent!
it.
In that instance, yes, you did
If
say
you
that.
consented,
In the instance
okay.
where you threw me earlier, I was very explicitly unhappy about it.
At this particular moment, he didn't say I'm gonna throw you, but I was just like,
We
Protoss
vibing.
is very unhappy.
Okay. Sure.
20 armor's okay. I need to know it's a Hanzo and a glass cannon. Mango could go wrong.
Communicate that you are throwing someone in. Be like, hey, I'm gonna throw you, and if they're like, I don't have buttons, don't throw them. But if they're like, yeah, I got buttons, whatever. Hey, dokie. That's huge. They don't for anything else, we play defense, we open up the map, right? We're gonna get both forts here. We're gonna let one person stand right here. We're not gonna stand 4 people on the objective right now. Okay, I'm just closing my eyes again. I'm opening them.
Yeah.
There's hope! Okay, so this is what we're doing. Good. Do mid next. Perfect. And then we'll be set to go into objective. Do mid next. Do mid next. We're waiting so long to do mid next. Why are we waiting so long?
Good question.
I'm gonna give Thailand consent to like do something.
You're sneaky.
What? Like a unknown honor system or something going on where you're like, we'll just wait for them to be at full power again, then we'll fight them. That's
Yeah.
the ideal situation. You're gonna like monologue for like 5 minutes too? Because you're monologuing right now, that's what I'm looking at.
Pretty
Letting
sure like
them
we're
get the
correctly
camp,
obligated
and then like taking the fort so late. Like if you took this fort, there's no way they take that camp. If you take the fort, they're like, I don't want to step up. What if they're like sitting in this bush or something, they see us going towards the camp, you know? Like, less likely to do that. You need to put priority lane first. Okay, we're pushing Ms. 5.
Is good, bad.
It's okay. Don't commit. Don't commit. Don't commit to the fight. Just poke them. Your comp is literally a poke comp. Akari's like, I can just blast them at the end if I want to blast them. The reason you are losing this fight is because you committed and did not poke them. Right? Everyone saw that?
Yeah. Poke it first.
We blasted everything thinking it was gonna kill someone. Wait, play it slow. Let both of the side lanes get pushed all the way up before we make some reckless kind of play here. Like if we play it slow and we hold Maw and all of our buttons are held and we're just like chilling, no one's like attacking, and Protoss is just like, I'm vibing throwing Banelings. And Jaeger's like, I'm vibing, throwing Storm Hammers, and Akari's like, I'm vibing, throwing Flame Streams. We can just poke this down. We can poke that keep down. And like, the longer we stay here and keep them here, as we're poking this keep down, the more value we're gonna get from the side lanes, right? Or, they're gonna go, okay, we're gonna give up mid, right, like we're doing right now. And then you say, okay, well, they split their front line to top side for some reason. We just go punish bot side, because that's the squishes, right?
Yeah.
So like we could get a lot more off this push if we're playing it slower, and we're just being cautious about how we're taking our engages here. You have the better disengage tools than them. You have Gust, you have Maw, you have Decimate, you have Bunker, you even have Trank. All of their ults are gauged toward engage minus the Falling Sword, right? All of your ults are like, we're counter engaging, you know, like we hit the right engage, now we're gonna go in. So like taking it slow and playing towards that and being like, okay, we're not in a rush to take a fight, we can kind of just poke them down a little bit now that we've scaled out past 16. Because once Zag hits 16 and does percent damage, everyone starts getting hurt by that. Once Falstad hits a good amount of auto attacks and starts auto attacking, the front line starts noticing that they're getting hurt by that. You know, like normal situations. They're poking you, you poke them, you know, back and forth. You want positioning, which you should try to go for right now. Something I'm gonna cover here quickly. Both of my frontliners are never to be standing next to each other like that, because if both of you get silenced and tombed right there, there's no one to help anyone escape, right? These sidewalls need to be down if we are going for situations like this. You are literally giving them a funnel by not taking down the sidewalls, in which they can just abuse you. It doesn't matter that we got this amazing Gust and Maw off, right? Because Garrosh has got blast. We have our combo and everything, but like, unless Akari's E is up, it doesn't make a difference. If your E is not up by then, you need to be screaming for that Innervate. You need to be like, if you have Innervate, I need it now, otherwise we're not going to get it stun. You know? Because without that stun there, you don't get covered. Like, I don't really see you winning the fight after you use your tank, and then you can try to engage past that. All they have to do is take boss now. I mean,
Yeah, I gave it.
realistically, they could just... They don't have to go boss, go objective, or any of this stuff. They could just go straight for core and end the game. There really isn't a way for you to go back and without it. God ults. Like, force a fight before the objective's coming, because once the objective goes, you just land back to place. You have no keeps to stall the objective on for your objective. That's the game. Time. Doesn't matter how well you play it. Okay, I think I covered most of the stuff. It just like really comes down to avoiding those boss fights, going towards scale, and then communicating on what you're looking to do. If you're looking to poke them and like keep them at a distance and play time, go for that. But if you're looking for an engage and you're looking for an engage somewhere where there are walls up, you need to make sure those walls are down before you look for that engage. I think if you have the walls down, it's a lot harder for the Leo to entomb the Garrosh and force that kill topside here. And then you can kind of just look for however you want to win from then on out. Your engage is better than their engage, especially at 20. False Head Gust engage, or just like a Blaze engage into Bunker, or like a Zagmaw, just beats anything that they have. This isn't
Do you
cool
like
arrow.
the Maw here?
Huh?
Do you like the Maw here?
Okay. In competitive, if I want to win games, I play Maw. In competitive, if I want to lose games, I play Nidus. If Storm League, I want to have fun, I play Nidus. If Storm League I want to win, I play Maw.
I am like very much on the page of Maw is good, but it felt kind of really bad here. So
It's
I
good
feel
for
like
your
a more-
counter engage. Something that you can do against them, since they don't have a blessed shield, you can kind of just play for the Joe when she comes out of falling, right? Like, you have an idea of where she's going to fall. You kind of aim for it on bot down here, roughly, or like here-ish. She was like falling, but you hit the Maw like here, and she came out of falling like right here. Something you can do is just aim like wherever she's going to hit. If it hits when she comes out of falling sword, she's completely useless. Because she's not going to be unstoppable, she can't peel for her team, and now she's getting eaten by Maul and they have no tank, right? Like, they're relying on a Leework who's generally pretty squishy into your team, because he doesn't have armor or spell armor. Maul's good for stopping the Johanna or the Leework on the engage too. After 20, my Mauls are like almost always aggressive Mauls. Like almost all the time. I'm super guilty of just like hanging out on the flank behind like my bruiser or something, coming in with them off their engage, like Akari Lance and E, and then me just dropping them all on top of it. Because I just love to be out of vision. No one knows where I am, and the threat of just like a Maul on top of something else usually just leads to a wombo combo of kills. The big thing with Maul is you have to be at a good enough range. So it's like dangerous where if you take the full Ming combo, you can't continue up after it.
Yeah.
That's why I like to be at a site or like behind the bruiser. If I'm coming in behind the bruiser takes all the damage, I still land the Maw. And then you just follow up with EQ, W, whatever. So it might just be like a positioning kind of thing to consider. Where maybe you
I was just trying to hit more of like the clumpy backline things than the comp actually allows us to.
I mean, you don't have to do that, right? Like, if you hit one or two frontliners, that's a good maw still for your comp, especially if it's the Johanna. Because once
Yeah.
you take the Johanna out, they have no falling sword. They can't cleanse any of the rest of the stuff on your team outside of like a Brightwing cleanse. So like just maybe focusing on mauling the front line if you can, and then let the rest of your team just go for back line, and then you kind of play tank killer could help.
Yeah.
I
The
think
very
like
first boss to throw then. If I
yeah,
mod Joe before she fallen sworded,
yeah.
that way she couldn't stop the gust without having the play. So that was a doable thing. I was just looking for a clump on the point.
Let's see if I can find the exact spot again. I'm totally down to cover it because.
우리 사냥
Right here, if you maw the Brightwing and the Johanna,
Mhm.
you win this.
Yeah. I was holding it for the point, like
You don't have
both
to hold
our
it for the
initial
point.
thoughts were.
What you can do, this is something that you can like talk with Jaeger about too, is you can say, okay, I'm gonna isolate these targets, you worry about that target. You know, like that kind of conversation, like like watch Maul, and like if he sees it and it hits the Brightwing and the Johanna, he's gonna know that all he has to do is gust the Leoric out, and then you easily get the point, right?
Yeah.
Because like right now the Brightwing's already caught in CC. The only reason that they're not getting CC'd is because that falling sword comes out. So if you maul
Yep.
this whole situation goes down differently, right?
Yeah.
So just like be aggressive with it. If it looks like you're like, okay, this is gonna cause them a severe disadvantage, and we can like navigate this small window corridor where they're CC'd, that we can get a kill, take that kill. It's like the the solo mosh mentality. If I solo mosh someone and it's like their tank or something, and we can just isolate their tank, just like clap them out or whatever, you know, like get rid of them in that second, we'll always rock that solo mosh. Because when we do that, it's like, okay, now we're gonna get the tempo and numbers advantage for like the next couple seconds here, where we can just keep pushing that in our favor. If you're getting that on something where it's like an objective, that gives you an even bigger tempo swing, right? So like, that's kind of why we're aiming for that in those situations, if we can. If it's like lining up, which in this situation it's lining up, right?
Yeah.
It'll just take like a little bit of getting familiar and being like, okay, this is what I'm going to do in this situation, and like going through reviews and being like, okay, now I know in the situation going forward, you know, the next time we take this boss fight, I'll hit their front line. That'll give us like the window that we need to get on point, knock out their Leoric, and just win from there, you know. I think overall this game was pretty good because there's like a lot of things where everyone can kind of improve on. The other game was kind of more of, you seemed like you were cruising for a good majority of it. It just seemed like you misplayed the intro. Whereas like this one seems like there's just points, like 2 or 3 points where it's just like, oh, if this little thing changes or if this little thing changes, the whole outcome of the game changes drastically, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like we consistently play Infernal wrong in the beginning. It's something that we should work on.
That's fair. I mean, like you're in season right now. Whenever you go to off season, that's usually when you can figure out what you want to play and like not play going forward. If you feel like a map's better, if like a map's worse, that kind of situation.
I think that we really enjoy Infernal. We just like don't soak enough with our scaling comps that we always draft on Infernal.
I mean, that's fine. You know,
We're getting better at least drafting wave clear on Infernal.
That's good. You're recognizing this though. You're like, okay, we're the scaling comp, we're fighting early. So like maybe, my words will echo in your head the next time. All you have to do is
We're
scale.
just pretty empty, so like echoes are
good. All you have to do is scale. That's it. Just scale. You win the game if you scale. Just do that. Easy. Yeah, just keep playing the comps that you like. All that kind of stuff. When's your first playoff match? Also, I don't have to keep.
Sunday.
Who? What?
Sunday against House of Ches, and Caster has apparently I already picked it up like an hour after we scheduled it.
Oh man, wow. Dang, I thought I was gonna have to ask Osmanthus to come stream with me. By the way, he said he would totally cast if you made it all the way. And I said I would co-cast with him, so something to look forward to.
Oh, fuck yeah. And who's the other team you're coaching? It's Cap Boys, right?
I'm not coaching anyone. I'm playing for Kefke. Let me stop my recording.